Hello and welcome to Variety is a Slice of Life. As always, I am Anthony, and joining me today is the lovely Zach.
Hello.
And Jarrett.
Salutations, Internet. I'm finally out of the Shadow Realm.
We are a bi-monthly podcast, and if this is your first time joining us, we post on the 1st and 15th of every month, always talking about a specific anime or a broad subject. Today we are going to be talking about My Hero Academia, written by Horikoshi. I don't want to try to pronounce his first name. And a shout out to Studio Bones. Alright, My Hero is probably one of the bigger animes to come out in recent times. It's like this generation's like Naruto.
Yeah, I have a very special place in my heart with My Hero because I felt like I watched it grow because I started reading the manga and like when I heard it was getting an anime, I'm like, this is gonna be big. Like this is gonna be real big.
Oh yeah, I very distinctly remember you telling me about the manga like forever ago.
Yeah, like I told like almost everybody I knew because I was like, this fucking manga is great. Watch the anime when it comes out because it's gonna be great. It's gonna be big, and I'm glad to see it get that big. Like we're three seasons on a cusp of a fourth, and a movie on a cusp of a second. So we got a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember you telling me it's like, oh yeah, the main character, he's too strong for his own good. He breaks his bones all the time. And I was like, that's never been done before. That sounds fucking sick. Mm-hmm. And then I've actually seen it, and it's way more hype than I thought it was originally.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it came out at a very good time, at least for American audiences, given that we love superheroes. So having a superhero anime, it just like, and one that's done so very well. Like you can't just put out like, oh, it's a superhero anime. You have to put in good work for it to make it work, and that is exactly what they've done. Like between the manga and the anime itself, it's just a fantastic show that has come out at, I think, the perfect time. Like with just our hero obsession and everything, like it just works.
Mm-hmm. It hooked enough people at the very beginning, even with the hero, like the weird hero phase America's going through, that it gathered enough readers to now warrant like exactly what the writer wants to do with it and not really have any limits on it.
Yeah, it's not just that it's a superhero anime. Like I was saying earlier, they do good work. Like the characters are actually interesting and actually like you actually care about these characters. Like every time with, I guess we'll just get into it with Midoriya. Every time in the beginning when he actually hurts himself, you hurt a little bit. You're just like, whether it's like ooh or like please stop doing this, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah, when he's just going way overboard, you're like, please stop.
Yeah.
Stop hurting yourself, my sweet moss baby.
Or moss baby. Okay, you got me on that one. No, but me and Zach can both attest to like any time that it's like this. There is one small thing that I'll talk about that is, I think, so well done in both the dub and the sub. Is that Deku and All Might's screams in their attacks? They actually move me, and Zach can attest to this too because Zach loves loves All Might's screaming, and it is just like it's just one of those things that like it hits you like in your chest, and you can't help but feel like just a range of emotions from like excitement to just like it's just like I can't really describe it, but it's just that. It's that like very guttural feeling of like this is going to be fucking great and this is awesome.
I know when fucking in season 2 when Deku fights the muscle guy and he does like the Detroit Delaware smash or whatever, like that gave me chills down my entire body.
Every time when All Might fights the first Nomu, that last punch, I get chills thinking about that fight every time. Yeah, that and Muscle, and oh god, so many. And then like the United States of Smash. Oh, it's all so good.
The United States of Smash, I believe, will be like a modern, like that's a modern iconic moment right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the fucking just those two fights in particular, just versus the Nomu and One for All, just fucking, or All for One, just fucking awesome. Like, those are genuinely times where I've never really get like super hype or terribly into something like that. I've rewatched those fights multiple times.
Yeah.
Like,
And I don't. I'm really sad that I haven't looked up the voice actor for All Might in Japan, but Chris Sabat, man, he like for the English All Might. Oh my god.
The guy who does the Japanese All Might also does Japanese Kratos as well.
And Chris Sabat goes, God, he does so many people.
Yeah.
Like he does Vegeta. It's like he's already good at yelling. You kind of have to be if you work on Dragon Ball. But just like, man, there's just something about like his All Might that is just, it's just indescribable. Just that pure like raw emotion that you feel from like those fights, and with Deku too. The voice actor for Deku, and I hate myself that I don't remember his name right now. Just like, even though it's like it's a kid yelling, it's still just like that very visceral, like, man, he's actually giving it all he has, and this is gonna be something good.
Mm-hmm.
I like so many of the actors in that. Like I think Deku and All Might voice actors do such a good job at like the selling the punches and the screams and stuff. But then there's like other voice actors I really love in that. Like I really love Todoroki's Japanese voice actor. He's like one of my favorites. I love Bakugo's voice actor. He's one of my favorites. I think like when it comes to like Bakugo's voice actor, he's really good at being like the crazy mean guy, because he voices like Accelerator from Index as well. And, like, they're both very similar. He also voices the seafood guy from Soma, from Shokugeki.
Mm-hmm.
Soma, and like
not the game Soma.
Yeah, not the game Soma.
It'd be very different.
But like you can see like the overlap between those three characters and the way they act, and he's really good at selling that kind of personality.
Mm.
Just being this asshole who who just yells at other people.
I've been strictly staying to the English dub, so I'm fairly unfamiliar with most of the Japanese stuff. I've seen like the All Might fights and stuff, but just not the casual crap.
Yeah, I've stayed pretty true to the dub with this one, just because, like, at least for me, as soon as I heard Chris Sabat, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be good. So I really like Chris Sabat as a voice actor. So
thankfully, we're getting to an era where dubs are coming out a lot better and more well written.
Oh yeah, because like, what was it? Was it season 3 that like the majority was simul-dubbed up until like halfway through?
Yeah, when they just couldn't do it. They took like a couple days off, so it wasn't too bad.
Man.
But yeah. So, do we want to get into some of the heroes and some of Class 1A / 1B? Because we got a big roster. Because Horikoshi's really good about writing characters, and he has just a vast selection of characters between heroes, throwaway characters, people you see like once, and then they like come back way later.
There's like a million characters, and none of them feel flat.
Yeah.
No.
Like even characters we see like very rarely still feel like really full of life and personality.
So we're not going to touch on I can't even say unimportant characters, because every character is unimportant, but we're only going to talk on like some of the major heroes, most of Class 1A, because there's some that we can kind of skip over, like, I mean, unless we want to talk about Naval Laser or Tail. and then a good chunk of Class 1B because a lot of the anime fans won't be too familiar with most of them. I mean, there's still a couple that we need to talk about because they're fucking sick, but and then a bunch of some of the villains, but that's next episode where we're gonna go really in depth with villains. So if you're disappointed with that, tune in not next week, but the week after. So what should we start out with? Do we want to start out with heroes, or should we start out with Class 1A?
Just 1A is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's who we spend the most time with.
This is very true. So, alright, so we got Naval Laser. Do we want to talk about him? I cannot stop sparkling or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah. Oh god.
He's
Just
briefly his fucking face and just how he's always smiling and looking at the camera is just weird. I love it, but it's fucking weird.
I love him. He's got like great moments. Like I like he's so like he's probably like the most one-note character in Class 1A, but like I love the times we get to see like a little bit from him. Like there's the moment where he was like during the forest camp one, he was like cowering in fear or whatever, and then he's like, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
Like I think he actually distracted one of the villains or something because someone else was about to be attacked.
Yeah. Oh, and then there was the whole part with him in the hero exam.
Hero exam.
Where it was the big one with all like the 3 different schools, and it was the part where they're having to like basically tag everyone with the balls, and it's like him and Ida, and then he basically is telling Ida to basically run and go get the others. And then he just like kind of bends on his back, and then he just shoots the naval laser up into the air, basically just to let everyone else in 1A know where they're at.
Yeah,
because they got split up by the earthquake dude.
I forgot about that actually.
Yeah, because like the whole time, like everybody's separated, but then he's the beacon that brings them all back together. That's such a great moment. I forgot about that one.
Even when I'm thinking like, oh yeah, these characters are kind of undeveloped, they're really not. They always have their moments. I gotta really hand that to Horikoshi. Goddamn.
Yeah. No, I like. I'm like super huge on Naval Laser, but I actually really like those moments. Like that. Sorry, I'm losing my voice apparently. Like that moment in particular, which is, I thought was really cool because he was very down on himself. The majority of that encounter, like he just felt like that he couldn't really do much, and that he didn't think that he was actually going to like be a hero. So, and then when he did that, he's just like, dude, you are a hero. You were able to get everyone together.
Yeah. And then like it also attracts the enemies as well, so he's like bringing like kind of a risk on himself.
Yeah,
definitely self-sacrifice kind of move. He's I would love to see how his like quirk affects his body physically, because he has like a power one, but usually people that have a power have some kind of physical thing as well.
Well, it gives him the
stomach aches.
Yeah, it gives him stomach aches.
Well, no, I'm saying like I wonder what his belly button looks like if you shoot fucking lasers out of it.
Oh yeah.
Because he always wears his belt that like masks it, so now I'm curious as to what the fuck it looks like.
Because I think it's like a Cyclops situation where like he can still shoot the laser, but it's like very unfocused and like unwieldy when he's not wearing the
shotgun blast.
As they describe it, his quirk allows him to shoot lasers out of his navel. If he uses too much, his stomach will apparently collapse.
Oh.
However, with the help of his hero costume, Yuga is able to transfer the energy to his shoulders or knees and shoot out lasers from them. Oh, I guess that's his newer hero design. Yeah, so... Yeah, it's one of those ones that it kind of takes a toll on you.
It just turns into a disco ball of lasers at some point. Yeah, he's a good example of just how fucking well developed all these characters are. Even when I can't think of anything, there's always something that I forgot about. So.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Then we got Mina. Fucking goddamn it.
Mina.
Yeah, Mina.
Ashido.
Ashido. I know her last name's Ashido.
Yeah.
I just can't remember how to pronounce her first name. Or the Alien Queen. Her quirk's weird because it's both a transformation quirk and an ability one. Or does she just secrete acid as well? I forget.
Well, her quirk is her main. She is a mutant, which that's the official term that the manga does use are mutants. But her quirk that she uses is the acid.
Which releases out of her hands? It's just her hands, right?
Yeah, I believe so, or at least that's mainly where she has it come out of.
Real quick, we should probably talk about the 3 different types of quirks, because there's mutation, there's transformation,
Yeah,
and then what's the last one?
Like creation,
Something like that. It's where like you look like a completely normal person, but
I mean, I'm sorry, there were actually defined versions of categories for quirks.
yeah,
When did this happen?
really early on.
I don't remember them naming those.
Yeah.
I remember Deku talking about. It's like, oh well, all my has like a transformation quirk, or possibly has something like that. But then,
Yeah, it's kind of boiled down to 3, even though some of them kind of dance around those.
yeah, there's always the middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does have like the like a very like there's a couple characters that have like a visual like thing, but then like their quirk has nothing to do with like how they look, and she's one of them. It's just she has the acid, which is a weird one because it's acid, but it's also like she can use it in other ways where like she can change the kind of like quality of it. Like she can use it to melt things, but also use it as like a lubricant or something.
Oh yeah, 'cause she uses it to slide around because I don't know if she secretes it from her feet, but she does have it come out of her feet at some point. Or her shoes.
Okay, I found it. It's, what is it? Mutant, transformation, and emitter.
Emitter, yeah, because naval laser would technically be an emitter quirk.
And so would Ashida.
It does say that she can secrete it from her feet.
I don't know if that's going to give the artists something to work with.
Oh, they already have plenty to work with.
Yeah.
Oh,
trust me, I know. I'm well aware.
Oh, it says she can only do it for a certain amount of time because otherwise her skin will gradually lose its natural resistance to the corrosiveness of the acid.
Uh-huh. That sounds like a big oof, if I've ever heard it. At least it can't be really used against herself, though.
Yeah. God, you would hope not, considering that she's able to produce it, so...
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry, she has acid-proof shoes.
Which is weird. I love the universe of My Hero because it's just like the department that makes their costumes is just like, yeah, we're going to find a way to work around this in some weird, obscure way.
I love the support. I love the support people for My Hero, even though we only ever see one, or technically 2, because I guess Power Loader is...
Dude, fucking Power Loader.
Is like the teacher. Power Loader still looks like a Digimon to me. It's the face. It's the face thing. It just looks like a Digimon shape.
It weirds me out because he wears like no clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't wear a shirt. Like he doesn't wear a shirt or anything. He's a teacher, but he wears like only pants.
Well, what is his power exactly?
I think it's just the suit. Actually, let me see. His quirk is Iron Claws. Power Loader's fingers are tipped with metal claws that he uses to burrow underground. Oh, so he actually just has... Oh, now I see it. Yeah. Yeah, no, his fingers are like basically digging tools.
Huh. Weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, so then another transformation quirk, or not transformation, another mutation quirk we have is Sue. Asui?
Yes.
Or Best Girl Crappie.
Asui,
One of the best girls.
Call me Suchan.
She has the ability of frog, which is literally she's a frog.
Yeah. I like her family because all of her family is like that as well. Like both of her parents were frog people too, and they got like coincidentally got married.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but she has a very unique design because she's just... I mean, every character in 1A has a fairly unique design, but she looks a lot like a frog would if they were a person. Especially her posture and how she fucking carries herself, too.
Oh man, I forgot that she had siblings.
Yeah, they're a little weird.
Even they kind of look like frogs, but they're a little bit more human looking.
I like her. I like her like middle school friend Mongoose or whatever, where it was the snake with the afro.
No,
Snake
that
with
was
an
that was
afro.
Mina's friend. That was Mina's friend.
No, that was Sasui's friend.
No, I know which one you're talking about. The one with the cobra head.
Mm.
You know, she was Mina's friend. Because that was when oh god, what was it? Riot, not Riot. Fucking. Oh boy.
Red Rocket? Red Rocket.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, it is Asui. Sorry, my apologies. For some reason, that was Mina's friend.
Because I knew it was Sasui's because of the whole like
I don't know why I
dynamic
questioned
of
you. Jesus, you.
the dynamic of a cobra and a frog being best friends was ironic.
Right.
Um,
Why did I think he was tied to Mina's? The whole backstory with like her and what's his name? God, he's actually on the list, and I love his character. Why did I forget his name? Oh, Kirishima. That was it.
Sue's probably one of the fan favorites, honestly,
I like her.
for good reasons. But like the company that's animating it gave her her own episode that wasn't in the manga when just about her doing like hero work. I fucking
Yeah.
love it because
Kinda
they
just
have the villain for that episode was just fucking goddamn what was his name? It was a Cthulhu reference. I'm trying to fucking remember what his name was.
Oh god.
It was really good, but we'll remember it at some point later. But yeah, I like Sue. I like most of how she does. I don't really like that one weird part where she was crying in like season 3.
Oh, I was about to mention that how much I love that scene though.
It was kind of weird. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it just because I don't remember a whole lot about that.
It made so much sense because like Asui's Asui's she's kind of like energy like she's usually pretty happy and like she wants to be everybody's friend, but she like visually is very emotionless. So like it's like a moment where like she's the one that keeps everyone together. Like she's the one hurt the most by the infighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I don't know. It just felt weird to me.
The villain that you were thinking of was just called Innsmouth.
Oh, fair enough. Still great.
Also, I love that episode because they introduce us to Sirius. I love her.
Sirius is who?
It was the girl with the little like fish ear. Well, I think they all had ears because that was part
They're
of their costume.
fake.
If
Yeah, but
she
her
could
because
hear
her
really
quirk
well
was
or
the
whatever.
good ear. Yeah. No, I just loved her character in that.
I
I love that episode.
I loved the fucking leopard seal guy.
Oh, Silky.
He's
Yeah,
trying to
right.
act cute. Fucking. Oh god. It's the best.
He's the boss, but he's trying to act like the mascot as well. It's great.
Oh, Silky. And then Mick. No one remembers Mick.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, I love that too because it kind of shows a little bit more of the world. It's like, yeah, they have very, very specific, specialized areas for heroes.
I love these like weirdly specific ones. Like you know they were all about like fighting villains out at sea, but then we get people like the Pussycats that they do like forest rescue and stuff.
It's the Wild Wild Pussycats.
Um,
Wild or just one Wild?
I think it was Wild Wild.
Yeah.
Wiki. Wild Wild West.
Nope.
Cool. Then we got Tenya Ida and his really uncomfortable looking quirk with his fucking
Motor.
motor
yeah,
legs,
muffler.
whatever they are, but
What was the name of it? It was
engine legs or whatever. Fucking, it
Oh, yeah,
makes me
engine.
uncomfortable, like a lot, because they're just coming out of his legs, and his fucking calves look like big and boxy, and it's just weird looking.
Yeah, that's some body horror shit right there.
Oh.
Are we in part 4 of JoJo again?
I'm not looking forward to some of the parts coming up soon. 'Cause I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm really not looking forward to that.
Just wait until they animate that.
Oh god, I really don't want to see it.
Animate his upgrade. No one wants to see it.
Yeah.
He's cool. He's like typical class president, stingy kind of guy. I love his character though.
He's very by the book, and I think we'll talk more about that when we talk about season 2. Yeah, God, yeah, that's season 2. There's that whole thing that happens with him.
I love Ida because he's so like straight laced and by the books, but then like sometimes that's to his detriment.
Yeah.
Then we got Ochako, which, I mean, she's a main character. We'll kind of talk more about her throughout the seasons, I guess. Or throughout when we talk about the seasons. We got, fucking...
Well, we should at least say what her power is.
Yeah,
Jesus, man.
I mean, she has
Can't
gravity powers.
Just say it's okay. Like, oh, yeah, no, she's got gravity powers.
I mean, she does. It's what...
I mean, yes, but, like, we've gone to all these other things with how descriptive we are with them. You know, it's like, was it the tips of her, like, pads on her fingers or whatnot? If she touches something, she can then float it until she, like, releases it.
Yeah,
her real quirk is being poor.
Oof.
Poor and greedy.
She's
greedy.
Well, a little bit. No.
Well,
Her
what?
quirk kind of pisses me off though, because it's a perfect example of how their rules in society don't make sense. She should just be able to just work. Like, her quirk should just be like, because she wants to use it so that way her parents can do construction work and shit, and use her quirk to like lift, heavy machinery for no cost. And she should just have like a work license or something. She doesn't need to get a fucking hero license to use her goddamn power.
I feel like that's kind of like... I feel like in a way that like that society kind of makes sense, because like already in real life, the job market is not good. I imagine the job market would be even worse when like, oh, this guy, he has a power that literally makes him better than you in every single fucking way.
Yeah, because like even like Yaoyorozu talks about that. It's like, well, couldn't you just make all these things? She's like, and ruin the economy? What is wrong with you? It's like, yes, I can make all these things, but I only do those in like extreme situations. I can't just make everything, because do you know what that would do?
I guess that's a good point. It still is kind of weird to me that there's not an easier way to get some kind of license to use your quirk aside from becoming a hero.
I mean, granted, yes, in the world, it's 80% of the people have quirks of some kind.
Yeah.
And then only 20% are still normal, everyday people. I mean, I guess that technically is catering towards 20%, but still, it's...
Yeah, like if anybody could use their quirks for jobs, then then quirkless people would essentially be disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they would get like desk jobs, and even then, there probably still could be people with quirks that would still outbeat them in that.
That's like two things that I hope that they don't do. Is they don't do the fucking Legend of Korra thing where it's like, oh yeah, we don't have a power, we should revolt. Because it feels boring to me. Plus, their generations after them are going to have powers anyways. Like they are a dying breed. It's not a fucking thing that they can fight against.
I don't think they're like. I mean, I don't think they're gonna do. The author's not gonna do that, and I hope to God he doesn't, because that wouldn't really work too well. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna kind of get into something like that in season 4.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, what they're getting into is not per se that, but I'm hoping they.
But like, I don't think that would ever work, just because like they would have to have like more special equipment, and then like just like people with powers would obviously fucking win.
Yeah.
This guy with a gun, or this man who can literally explode everything.
Yeah, I just...
Tail.
Yeah, so Tail, yeah, it's pretty descriptive. He just has a big, gross, fleshy tail. I hate how it looks. I hate it so much.
What's wrong with Ojiro?
Like, he's an alright guy. I hate how his tail looks. It's too thick, and it's fucking meaty looking, and there's no hair on it.
It's only got fur on the top, and that's it.
Because he works out, man.
I'd be more
Marshall.
disgusted if it had no hair on it. Like, I would just be like, I'm glad it has a little bit at least. So it would just look like a penis.
I like it. I like his character because he's just he's supposed to be the boring guy. Like that's literally his character, is that he has no character.
Yeah, he's here because of hard work.
Yeah. He does like martial arts and shit. It's kind of cool. I like how he uses his quirk, but not a huge fan of his character design. Then we have Kaminari and his electrical powers. And how he has what's like 13 million volts or some shit. Just fries his brain.
I just realized me doing the face and the thumbs does not translate well into podcast.
No.
To audio only.
That's
alright, we'll put the picture up.
Yeah, he doesn't I love his quirk just because I like how unstable it is, and then he has to get like weapons and tools to help him fucking direct it better.
Oh yeah.
Kind of unclear on how
he's
they
just
work.
A live wire. Yeah.
It's just a live wire.
Yeah, though I love how his friends tend to use the power more than he does. Like, they force him to use it sometimes.
Yeah. Like, Kaminari, we need you to do this. Alright.
Do the thing.
Oh no, he's not stupid.
I love the scene where, like, I think this only happened. I don't remember if this happened in the anime yet, or if it's just only in the manga, but it's just a scene where the one girl with the earphone jack is sad, so they just get Kaminari and make him dumb to make her laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
It's beautiful.
like they just drag him. And he's like, "Hey, where are we going?" And they just hear a buzz. Like, you just see a buzz from off screen, and then he comes back. He's like, "Yay!"
Yeah. So then we have Kirishima.
Yep.
Which is
Kirishima.
the rock boy.
Well, not one of them, because the next one kind of looks like a rock too. Sound mean.
He's weird. Yeah, he turns to stone. Is it stone, like, canonically, or is it
It's like as hard as stone?
Yeah, it's pretty much
hardening.
stone.
Yeah. I mean, his body looks like the texture of stone, which is kind of cool. And his costume's kind of interesting too. It's not really a conventional costume either.
I mean, no shirt, no.
He has like sleeves, kind of.
He has shoulder sleeves.
He's a great character. He's a great character. He's like a secondary main character. Like, he's like kind of like on level with like Todoroki for being like really, really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like you have Deku's group and then you have like Bakugo's group, and that's like Kirishima, Kaminari, and then is there anybody else in that group? Or is it just those two?
I don't know. I wouldn't really consider Kaminari.
Really? Because the way I look at it is like when they split up in the exam thing.
Yeah, I mean, Kaminari was there, but I feel like Kaminari's still on par with everybody else, but like Rock Guy, Todoroki, and Bakugo are like slightly below Deku's like main character group.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk more in depth, but just the importance of Kirishima at points like where Deku is like towards the end of 3, the middle of 3.
All right, well, let's quickly blow through the rest of Class 1A and then start talking about the season. So we got Koda, who he has the ability to talk to animals, and he looks like a fucking monster, but he's a really sweet guy. We have Sato.
Hardly speaks normally.
Yeah, he doesn't speak at all. We have Sato, who his whole thing is sugar rush, which is really weird, where if he eats a bunch of sugar, he becomes really, really strong and then burns himself out.
Oh, sugar rush.
We have Mezzo Shoji, which he has multiple limbs that he can then turn into different body parts, which kind of weird because there's like a bunch of minor rules that follow that, where he can turn them into limbs that can then have multiple limbs branching off of that.
Oh yeah, he can like they kind of show like a cutaway where like they show like he could keep that going for like a lot.
Yeah, and then he also has like a weird backstory which we haven't gotten into yet because I think it was Sue asked him like why he wears a mask.
Yeah, and he won't explain why.
Or no, he was about to, and then he got cut off. He's like, oh, it's because of my past, and then like they just like, hey, look over here. God damn it. Then we have Jiro, and her quirky earphone jack. Her character design is fucking top notch in my opinion. She's probably one of the best in Class 1A.
Best girl.
One of the many. This show, so Show has me so conflicted on waifus and other
You
things.
You can't have more than one best girl. You have to draw the line somewhere.
I know it's complicated though. I can't make a single.
We know you like judo. Just stick with judo.
What did you say?
Judo, the fucking girl with the big hand.
You mean kendo?
Martial arts.
Judo, it's her sister. Uh,
Named after martial arts. Good enough.
I'm dying. Kendo is not a martial arts. It's a weapon.
says you.
I'm dying. I can't handle this.
Then we got
Don't
Zero
waifu
and
shame
his
me.
weird tape elbows. Which, cool character, cool quirk. Still, again, another weird body part quirk that always kind of weirds me out.
What, you don't want tape elbows?
No, it looks... Especially like when he's like screaming when they're coming out, because I almost feel that in a weird way.
He was only screaming because it was the camp, and he was having to, increase his limit? So
I know,
he was
and
literally
it's
having
still
to go.
disturbing because I feel like I could feel that almost. It's just not.
Speaking of horrifying, Tokiyami.
Tokiyami and his weird
Dark Shadow.
mutation / emitter quirk. It's like his twin brother
Yeah.
almost. Like, do they say what it is exactly? Dark Shadow?
It's just a shadow.
'Cause it is sentient.
Yeah, it's a sentient like shadow beast. His is so for some reason bird face, human teeth still. Weird though.
Yeah.
Human everything else. just
Yeah,
bird
human everything else. But his power literally is like depending on like the amount of darkness to kind of dictate the strength of it. But he just has like he basically has a stand for easy JoJo terminology. It just is a sentient shadow creature that he can just kind of help control to a degree. Like it's a double-edged sword. Like the more darkness he's in, the stronger it gets, but also the more unruly it gets and uncontrollable it gets.
He's kind of one of the cool ones because he's like, when he becomes a hero, he's pretty much strictly going to be a night hero. Like I don't ever see him fighting during the day because he'd be kind of fucking useless.
Yeah. But I love his training thing because it's just him in a dark cave with like a bunch of caution tape around it. You just hear him screaming.
It's great.
And he's just like, "No, I'm fine."
Then we have Shoto Todoroki, which is
Tsuko?
Suka. What?
Naruto.
Oh. What the fuck?
Wow.
What? I didn't say it wrong. I said it right.
No. I was just like, you didn't even catch the whole Zuko thing. Just like,
I thought you said Suko. I'm like, who the fuck is Suko? Like, did I say something?
no, it was Zuko. No, it was Zuko.
Yeah, he's pretty much Suko. But like with ice. He's a lot
and
of
fire.
Well, yeah, but he's like a lot of girls' favorites this year. Like him and fucking Bakugo are like the girl fan favorites of this year. Like the guys have fucking Sue and Jiro. The girls have Todoroki and did I say it right? Yeah, Todoroki and Bakugo.
Todoroki.
I always get Todoroki and Tokiyami almost confused. I never get them confused, but I almost get them, and it fucking bothers me because I'm like, fuck, did I say it right? He has power of like one half of his body is ice and the other half is fire.
And he has the poor misfortune of having the worst dad known to humanity.
Yeah, really bad dad.
Endeavor?
And then we have Toru Hagakuri. Goddamn names. She's just invisible. She's Invisible Girl.
Best girl.
Still has personality despite not ever really being seen.
I don't know. I love the fact that she's just so bubbly and full of life, and I think that's just like
She fucking Naruto runs in one of the intros. It's beautiful.
I love it when the intro, she's just in the center of the thing, but you don't even realize until they zoom out slightly, and then the gloves are just kind of there. It's like it looks like you're just looking at Deku, but then you just zoom out ever so slightly, you just see the gloves and the shoes, and you're like, oh. I love the use of her in the shows. It's just great.
We have Katsuki Bakugo and his quirk, just explosion sweat.
fucking excretes nitroglycerin.
Kind of disturbing.
It's just a weird mix of his dad's quirk of sweating and his mom's quirk of the nitroglycerin thing.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for the dad just to have that quirk. Just he sweats a lot.
Then you have the main boy, Izuku Midoriya, and his quirk, One for All. He, obviously, if you've seen the show, you probably should have seen the show by now if you're fucking listening to this, but he inherited his quirk from, the big hero All Might, and he's slowly training it to just become stronger and not destroy his body when he uses it.
I was gonna say through many, many broken bones.
Then we have Jarrett's favorite character, Mineta. And his weird quirk, like sticky bald hair thing.
I'm going back to the Shadow Realm.
He'll be there waiting for you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, and you act like Mineta isn't in the Shadow Realm.
His quirk's weird because it's the way he's shown is it's impossible to unstick from it after you've like touched one of them, except for him, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm really wondering, it's like, do they have like a chemical or something that they could spray on it that would like dissolve it?
It's like his sweat.
Just like something, because like I imagine if he arrests somebody and they accidentally like trip or whatever, they fall on the ground, they're just stuck on the floor for like, I don't know, until the 24 hours or however the fuck long he said it was.
Oh, it says the duration of the duration of the adhesive quality is determined by his overall health.
Huh. Goes on a health kick and the balls never disappear.
Oh no, I love the whole thing that if he uses it too much, his scalp just starts to bleed.
Yeah, that's got some good scenes.
That's why I love all the emitter quirks are my favorite because of that. It's just because of like it usually always has to do with their health, and then like if they use it too much, it will affect their health.
God, and then we'll get into the diet-based quirks. Ugh.
Speaking of diet-based quirks, we got Momo Yorozu.
Yeah, Yorozu.
And her quirk was just creation, where she could just make things.
As long as she knows the chemical makeup of them.
She knows the chemical makeup of how to make them, and she has the correct amount of lipids in her body.
Yeah.
So
her hero costume just has a bookshelf
on her ass. Yep.
My favorite thing is like, so it's like her training is just eating a big tub of ice cream while watching how it's made. It's like, yeah, yeah.
I love that because they put her next to Sugar Rush, and they're just both eating like cakes and stuff. Just
yeah, she can make anything that's what is it?
Organic.
Organic. That's what it was.
Yeah, any non-living material.
Which is good, because if she could make living material, this would bring into question a lot of things.
Kill me! It's like something guy coming out of her.
Big brother.
What have you done?
No, not going down that route.
So yeah, Class 1A is taught by, oh my god.
Eraserhead. How did you forget about Eraserhead?
I know Eraserhead, I don't remember his fucking Aizawa. There you go. There, I know his name. Good job, Anthony.
Shota Aizawa.
That's their main teacher. He has the quirk of just blocking other people's quirks as long as he keeps his eyes open.
Yeah, he has dry eyes.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't have some kind of thing where like he can force his eyes to stay open, like some Clockwork Orange-esque device. Yeah, it'd be disturbing, but I mean, it would fucking work well.
I love him. He's just so weird because he just sleeps all the time. Like he just brings a sleeping bag to school with him.
Because he's a night hero, but he has to teach day classes.
Mutant class quirks are immune to his erasure.
I figured as much because I don't know how the fuck it would work.
Yeah. Actually, never mind. What is Vlad King's? Is he?
Blood.
Yeah, Vlad King, teacher of 1B, who has the ability to control blood.
I hate him so much.
Jarrett really hates him.
I hate him so much.
Why do you hate him so much, Jarrett?
His ability is wasted on him. Like, if you put that ability on a student in the show, I imagine it could be interesting, but no, they wasted on bland teacher number 2, and it's just there's so much potential with that power, and it's just wasted on this sack of meat.
Briefly going into class 2, because we're only going to talk about maybe like 3 to 4 students at most, just because people of the anime haven't really seen much of them aside from like a couple throwaway stuff or minor training things. But we have Kendo, who has quirk big hands. She makes hands big. She's interesting because isn't she the head of class 1A or 1B?
She's the class representative, yes.
Yeah, so she's cool. We're going to be seeing a bit more of the other characters in class 1B in the next season coming up, hopefully.
Hopefully. I have my guess is that the second, like, I have a feeling they might be able to fit that into the second half. It depends on how long they spend on the overhaul stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Vlad King is an emitter. I should have figured, but you never know.
Do we want to talk about Mushroom Girl and her disturbing things just because we were talking about that earlier?
Okay, I decided to go on the wiki. Coincidentally, I have the same birthday as Mushroom Girl, of course.
Yeah, she has the ability to grow mushrooms that just kill people, and it's horrifying. Just the way she uses it.
Hopefully we'll see that horrifying shit in season 4.
Oh boy, it's not okay. We got Tetsu, who can just make his body into iron.
Great guy.
Great name.
Love him. Just great name, and I just love he's just rivals with the other guy who can make his body's rock because they have the same power.
Yeah, they even fucking fight to a standstill during the final.
They they have to arm wrestle because they couldn't beat each other in a fight.
It's great.
If I remember right, that fight took forever too. Like, I think they talked about it taking so long.
Yeah, just they're punching each other and just never ending.
So his quirk is based on the amount of iron he gets in his diet.
Yeah. And then we have Copycat.
Yeah, Copycat's weird because he's an arrogant asshole, but his ability is really fucking strong. Where he can just copy anybody's quirk that he touches for, what is it, like 5 minutes? Because it is a set amount of time because he has watches on his belt that he uses to keep track of that. But he brings up a lot of questions. Like, I'm assuming he can't copy certain quirks.
Yes, they do. They do explain that in the 1A versus 1B arc, and shortly after they explain that he can't use any stockpile quirk, he can't use one for all, and he can't use Fat Gum's quirk.
Okay.
He can
meet Fat Gum in season 4.
Yeah, he can hold up to a maximum of 3 quirks.
So that's why he has 3 watches on his belt.
Yeah, he's training to be able to hold 4. However, the drawback is that he cannot simultaneously use multiple quirks, only one at a time. He can only use the quirk he has copied for 5 minutes. Yeah. But he has trained his time limit to become 10 minutes, so I guess later on he gets better with it.
Yeah. But his ability is really cool. I figure he can't use... Can he copy transformation quirks? Because I know he can't copy stockpile ones, but... He
can't copy quirks that store power over time, such as All for One or Rewind. Who is Rewind?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Rewind time. I have no idea what the fuck Rewind is. I think he can. I think he can do transformation. I don't think he can do. He might not be able to do mutation.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Well, that's who has Rewind. Oh. We'll meet her. We'll meet her later.
And then we have some. Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm good. Then we have some of the major heroes, which are fucking littering this world, which I love to death. Like Mount Lady, which is the first hero we ever see doing hero work.
Aaron Kamui Woods.
He's like the Spider-Man of this fucking world.
Yeah. Also, all these characters are somewhat inspired by the American comic book series or other things like that. Either costume design wise, or how they pose, or how they're, how they act or whatever. Like Deku is partly inspired by Spider-Man, just by like how he moves and how his personality is. Fucking Woods is definitely inspired by Spider-Man.
Then you get the weird ones like Snipe, who is just McCree from Overwatch.
Yeah.
I love Snipe because Snipe, like, if you ever read Horikoshi's like original pilot for My Hero, like Snipe was the main character.
Oh yeah.
Or like the main character is, he's this guy who like works in an office who he works in like an office that makes hero equipment, and he idolizes Snipe, and like Snipe is like really important in that pilot. So it was really cool to see him again. Because I read the pilot first, and then I read the actual manga. I was like, oh hey, look, it's Snipe.
It's really interesting how Horikoshi delegates his characters like after the pilot and after his original concepts. Like fucking Mount Lady, the original Mount Lady got divided up into fucking Ochako, the current Mount Lady, and then somebody from class 1B.
Yeah, if you read the manga, like Horikoshi loves going in depth with his characters. Like he like loves explaining like everything about his characters, like what their favorite like pastimes and foods are.
Oh yeah,
like,
I love those little details in the manga.
Like,
it's so good.
Like super specifics about their quirks and stuff. Like he loves explaining all of that.
I think so. One of the biggest things that to come out of this has been the response for Shinzo after season 2. Yes, because season 2 is the tournament art, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to say the fanfare for him, like, really.
Well, yeah, because the way that they set him up was fucking a great like hero story where he has a horrible kind of quirk that could be abused terribly.
Yeah, he basically has a villain power. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the author was like, even he didn't know the fans were gonna like Shinzo. Like Shinzo was supposed to be like a one-off character. He was like, it's like, I think he said he came up with that overnight. He came up with Shinzo's character overnight, and then he was just like, it's like, I'm gonna use this character, and then he's gone. No one's gonna care. And then everybody loved him, so he's like, well, I guess I gotta put him back in the manga.
Mm-hmm. And I love what he did with him after that too, which I don't want to get into because that's spoiler alerts, but I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just love the time, the care that he takes into these characters, even though there's so many. Like we were saying earlier, no character feels like that they're not flushed out to some degree, or fleshed out, not flushed out, wrong phrase. That they're not fleshed out to some degree, even if it's just like, a quirk, quote unquote, or something. Like everyone has something that makes them seem human.
Oh yeah,
to a degree.
Very minor characters that we see like a little bit of, they even have some kind of personality thing to them, like the vine hair girl, when she was fighting Tenya, she like kind of seemed almost churchy in a way, like she was very praising, and it's like, oh, what a lovely day to be alive, and then immediately lost. So he's fucking beautiful with writing characters. Then we have some of the other heroes, like fucking, probably talk about All Might, even though we somewhat talked about him last episode, but I still want to talk about him this episode, because All Might is the fucking hypest character in fucking existence.
Yeah, like the character who's supposed to represent an ideal.
Yeah, he's some of the best fights, he's some of the coolest fucking moments, and just, he's a big beefer of a man.
I love him because he's just like, he's like, for being like the most powerful hero in the world, he's just a fucking like goofball.
Yeah.
He just loves to have fun. Like he loves messing around. Yeah, he's just Deku's dad. Like he loves messing around with Deku all the time. I love how he calls people like Midoriya my boy, Bakugo my boy.
And his character design's kind of cool because it always looks like the light is like coming from above him because you never see his eyes, and there's always like weird shadows on his face. Really interesting character choice, but it fucking works.
Yeah, and like, because he's like, his whole thing is that he's supposed to be like always smiling and stuff. So it's like it's more impactful when that breaks, like the moment where the villains in season 2 where the villains escape and he's just like, no.
Big, yeah. The moments when he's like angry looking are just terrifying. You're like, oh
Yeah,
god,
because he's got like the glowing eyes.
So all right, so let's start with season 1. So season 1 of the show, it starts out with pretty much Midoriya's trying to get into UA, UA high school. But he doesn't really have a quirk, but he still applies anyways, doesn't he?
I don't. Does he? I don't think he applies until. I don't remember if he applies until he meets All Might and all that, because he was just very hesitant to do that.
Yeah.
Nah, I think he still applied. I think he did.
Because I think Bakugo talked him down to it after he said, kill yourself.
One of the many times.
Yeah. Yeah, his whole middle school class is like telling him to kill himself essentially. Yeah, he ends up unintentionally getting caught up in this shit going on with All Might and kind of finding out his secret. Well, not his secret that he has one for all, but the secret that he is he has like a weaker form, which the world doesn't really know about. So yeah, some shit ends up happening with this weird goo villain, and then
the sludge villain.
Yeah, sludge villain, and Deku and Bakugo kind of get caught up in it, and Bakugo gets kind of kidnapped and held hostage by the villain, and everyone's like hesitant to run in, and All Might's pretty much at his limit for the day, so he's like kind of just waiting on other heroes to solve this. And Deku just fucking runs in there, no quirk, and just starts like clawing at the villain to try to get fucking Bakugo out. And that really inspires All Might, and he's like, alright, shit, this kid's actually got something.
Yeah, it's like this powerless kid will risk his life to save his friend.
Mm-hmm. Not even a friend, just somebody that fucking hates him.
Midoriya still counts Bakugo as his friend for some weird fucking Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. And then so eventually All Might gives Deku his power. It pretty much puts like a hard timer on All Might. Like beforehand, he pretty much was slowly losing his powers, but it looked like he could have kept them going for a lot longer. And then he gives powers to Deku, and it fucking essentially put like a hard cap on it. It's like, alright, you have a limited amount of power left in your body. Don't fucking waste it.
Mm-hmm.
Which he doesn't. He saves it for the big moments, which is good. It's weird because his quirk is. I don't want to say that his like Small Might form is a transformation thing. I think it's just a representation of how much power he's lost. Because I don't know. It almost could be classified as a transformation quirk.
I mean, I don't think. I think big All Might is the is the power, because the whole point of the power is that it's a stockpile of strength, and that's him with all of the strength.
Yeah.
So once he gives up that strength, obviously he's losing it.
Which is really interesting, and I'm curious as to. Well, no, because they really couldn't, because he already passed it on. He's fucking cool. So he gives his power to Midoriya, and then he goes and trains him, and then they do. He arrives at the gates for the fucking entrance exam, because I do want to talk about the entrance exam because it's a fucking hype as shit scene. So there's like a fuck ton of people. And they're presented with like a city, and there's a bunch of robots in them, and they're like, yeah, for every robot you destroy, they have like a point value, and there's like a 0-point robot. So don't even worry about that, but just try to get as many points as you can. Whoever gets the highest amount of points gets in. Which is a very unfair, like fight kind of thing.
Mm.
For a lot of reasons, because like certain characters, like the fucking, oh boy, I forgot his name, the question guy. like he asks you a question and like he takes over your mind.
Shinzo.
He has next to no way of getting points, but he can stop other people from getting points. You know, so it's very lenient towards people who have physical quirks compared to people who have like more manipulation based shit. Like I don't know how the fuck like somebody like Midnight or whatever would be able to do anything really because it's a robot, you know. So yeah, fucking. Then there's just some class shit that happens. They go to a training camp, and then this is when my personal favorite fucking fight happens between Nomu and All Might. Because it really just like the cinematography, the way that the fight happens, the music, which is something we have to talk about real quick. Fucking.
I loved that whole arc though. Like I loved the setting of like the fucking like big dome with like different hazard areas.
Which one was that? Was that the USJ?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always forget. I always forget because there's two. There's USJ and then there's the other one that's like Disney. That's supposed to be like the joke on Disney.
It's the USJ is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's USJ for the big dome.
Big dome with like what was that hero's name? The spacesuit one.
13.
Yeah, 13.
Was it just 13? Wow.
Yeah.
Almost said number 9. I knew it was a number.
Please don't trigger me.
Yeah, she's cool. She's fucking a black hole essentially.
Its gender has never been confirmed.
Yeah. Gender's still unknown.
Is it really not been confirmed?
Yep, still unknown.
Yeah. I think it's a boy personally.
I think in both the dub and the sub they use different genders for the voices. So
I think they use.
I know in the dub it was very feminine.
I think they use a girl. I think they use a girl for both, but I don't think. I still don't think it's a guy because of it.
Interesting. I didn't actually know that about that hero. I thought 13 was a girl. So is her body or their body just a black hole? Is that or like?
I guess like they like cut the suit and you don't really get to see anything underneath.
Yeah, but like when they remove their like fingertip off their suit, it becomes a black hole, and it doesn't seem like they can just turn it on or off. It's just like a kind of you point it at something and it just starts getting sucked in. The suck.
I don't know. For all we know, 13 could just be something very similar to the one villain guy who teleports.
Fair enough.
Oh,
siblings. Yeah, so then they get invaded by the villains, which are just a bunch of like minor villains, but then they have a couple really big, scary boys. Like the teleporting guy that we talked about earlier, which I love his just regular design where he's like a smoke monster, but he's like wears a suit.
Oh yeah, he's like a fucking bartender. I love him.
There's like a theory going around that he's the police guy, like one of the police guys that's friends with All Might. Just because they have like the same tie apparently, but it's just like a regular black tie. It's not like it's fucking anything important.
We have fucking main villain hand job over here.
Yeah, when all 5 of his fingers touch you, you just rot away.
Yeah.
So just cut off his thumb. That's all you have to do.
Shit, man, you're right. They do it because they do make a point of that. Because there's the scene where he has 4 of his fingers around Deku's neck, and it's like if I put the last one down, you'll die. Mm-hmm. So yeah, just cut off one finger on each hand, or just like the tip of his finger on each hand, and you're set. Yeah. Heroes win.
Just completely negate a power in the simplest way. Yeah, so the villains invade. They're trying to kill All Might by bringing him there, by attacking the students that he's kind of in charge of. And it works, All Might goes there, and they made a monster specifically made to fight All Might, but they just didn't make it good enough.
So even All Might, he's like, what All Might says what should have taken him like 1 punch took him 100.
Yeah,
300.
lot of
Like it
punches.
took 300 mighty blows to defeat that villain or something like that. Like, oh my.
That's like one of my favorite scenes. Is like, oh yeah, it's just shock absorption, not nullification. And I was like, oh no, is he gonna do it? He's like, I just gotta push through it. It's like, oh. It's like, oh fuck yeah. Nomus are again a really disturbing kind of concept in that world.
Okay, I want to. Can I say something? Because it's technically not a spoiler because the author did this. The author has stated this a long time ago. In the manga, there's one of like the little side things where they explain characters.
Mhm.
Someone, one of the fans like asked like, "What's with the Nomus?" And then the author is like, "I'll only give you one hint," and he shows like one of the Nomus. I think it was like the one with the wing. He asked why the Nomu saved Deku in season 2. Like, remember when or the Nomu like attacked Deku or something?
Oh yeah, and just flew off of him.
It picked
instead
him
of
up,
attacking
yeah.
him.
Yeah, the Nomu tried to get Deku, and then Stain saved him. Someone asked the author why did that happen, and the only answer the author gave was a picture of one of Deku's childhood bullies.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, the big fat kid that had the wings.
Wait, hold on. I actually have this pulled up right now.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh wait, so does that mean that the fucking Nomus have like some kind of sentience?
I mean, they are made from people, so.
Yeah, they have like the brains and all that. So I guess they retain something of their like old selves, and maybe that Nomu is the kid.
That would be highly disturbing.
Mm.
It would explain a lot, but still, good god.
God, yeah, the Nomus are weird. Like the Nomus still haven't been.
Yeah, like it's shown that fucking All For One makes them, but we don't really know how he makes them. Like we know he just pumps a bunch of powers into somebody, but like they're also like weird half-brain monsters that are.
Well, it's just what is it they described it as? Like someone isn't really able to normally deal with multiple quirks, so it just kind of fries.
But like, why is their brain exposed? That's on all of them. That's not like just a one guy thing.
Design
No,
choice.
Yeah,
Just how they made them look.
All For One's like, hey, this looks cool. Let's just do this to all of them. It's like, sir, no. It's like, who's in charge here?
Mm-hmm. Let me guess, is the guy with one quirk or the guy with 1,000,000?
Yeah, so that fight happens. Season 2 rolls around, which is the tournament arc.
The first part is the tournament arc, yes.
Which has a lot of...
Because most seasons, like after season 1, 2, and 3 are split up into basically halves about what their arc is.
Yeah, for some reason, season 1 was weirdly short for a Shonen Jump anime, like only 12 episodes, which I still find surprising to this day. But
yeah.
Season 2 and 3 had like the 24, usual 24.
So the tournament arc where it's just like they compete in some games and some sparring matches, which is like the highlight. Like nobody really cares about the fucking race or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the weird Trojan horse thing that they did, I forget what the fuck it was called.
Cavalry battle.
Yeah, the cavalry battle was kind of cool because it showed some co-op stuff. But other than that, the sparring matches is where it was at. We got to see some cool team ups like Tetsu versus fucking Rockman.
Oh man,
Kirishima. There you
go. Ochako versus Bakugo. So fun.
That was so good.
Such a good fight.
Yeah, they like start fucking booing Bakugo, and then Aizawa chimes like, "Are you fucking kidding me, you bunch of dumbass!" Just calling everyone out. Oh, that was so good.
And I still think then fucking Deku versus Todoroki still one of the, not only the best fight in that arc, the best fight, maybe best or second best of that show, and one of my favorites of any anime ever.
Yeah,
so good.
The shot of Todoroki fucking using his fire and like melting the ice with that solar flare thing
God.
is like the hypest anime moment I have ever seen.
It looks so smooth too. It's just fucking did God damn it! Who the brain control guy? That's kind of an important fight. Yeah, Shinzo versus Deku, because that's the first time we see Deku's like weird emergence of power that he might have, where he can channel all the previous users of All for One or One for All. Fucking God damn it!
It's all right.
Yeah, we just got to see like a glimpse of their shadows and like their eyes in like a doorway.
And how he's able to channel that into literally finger flick with enough pressure and force to launch him back and keep him from walking off.
Yeah. And then he just punches Shinzo until he gets him out of there. Not strongly, just like regular punches.
Well, yeah, because by that point he had... Oh, actually, no, it was the next fight that he broke so many bones, but...
Yeah.
He just kept punching Todoroki's ice, shattering it.
I think that moment with Shinzo is still good, because like Shinzo's like, you have like your power obviously makes you better than me, and all that, but then like Deku just shows him by using his own physical strength that he's gained himself. But I was just saying that I love the. It's just interesting because Deku beats Shinzo not with his quirk, but his own physical strength that he's trained for.
Yeah.
Because Deku not only has a great power bestowed upon him through pure luck, but he's also worked hard to.
He's trained to try to use this power.
Yeah, he fucking cleaned that whole beach. Got buff as shit. Like Deku's so like tiny, but when he takes off his shirt, he's fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like.
I love when he's like lifting weights in his bedroom. Just like lift a fuck ton of weight. He's a very tiny main character, and I know it's kind of a weird thing to say, but usually main characters are like, oh yeah, I'm 15, I'm like 6'4". You know, just fucking Jotaro, Ichigo.
He's 5'5".
He's so short.
Sorry, he's 5'5" and a quarter. They had to make that specific distinction.
5'5" and a half, come on.
Yeah, did Deku write that? It's like, no, I'm taller than that. I swear.
I didn't know that we actually...
like half an inch taller than him.
I didn't know that we actually had the name of Midoriya's dad.
That's another thing that's kind of weird, is we never see Midoriya's dad. They talk about him and they say that he breathes fire, but we don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah. I still think it's just a convoluted thing to say that Endeavor is actually Deku's dad.
Fucking yeah, fan theories, man. My God.
That was my thing. That came up.
No, that's a fan theory. Trust me.
Oh no.
There's so many fan theories. What like, All for One is Deku's dad, Endeavor's Deku's dad.
Like, and then time traveled and is Deku's dad.
And don't even get me started on traitor theories.
Oh god, the traitor theories before that shit came out was the best.
I still think it's a freaking copycat, but
my traitor theory is still Invisible Girl.
Yeah, I mean, I like both. Both are likely, but I don't know. I feel like mine is almost too on the nose.
It already came out, like who it was.
No, it.
Yeah, it did. It was the bird, the wing guy, the number 3 hero, number 2 hero, what the fuck his name is.
He doesn't go to the school.
Yeah, but he was the one that was revealed to be a traitor, but then he was also a traitor for the villains. Like, he was giving the villains information on where everyone was, but then, like, turned around and, double-crossed them.
The fuck you say? It's...
I could have sworn it was him.
Yeah, the traitor has to be someone in school.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I could have sworn that it was the bird guy.
Oh. Fucking wings.
Is that really his quirk name?
Yeah, it's fucking wings.
Some of them are like really on the nose, and then other ones are really like ambiguous as to exactly what they are. Like, I don't know, Dark Shadow is kind of a weird name for what it is. If you just heard that, you'd be like, well, what the fuck is that?
Oh,
is it
sorry,
Darker Shadow?
it's Hawks. Hawks is
Hawks.
is his hero name.
So what was the second half of season 2?
That was the
Camp?
Was it the camp?
no. The camp is at the beginning of 3.
Second half is Stain.
Oh, is that the
Stain,
Stain arc?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Stain.
God, Stain is
Still one of my
fucking
best.
cool.
God, that fight is so good. And Stain just being the villain who has the blood paralyzation quirk. Because if he licks or eats your blood, I forget which one it was. I think it was ingesting your blood. He basically can paralyze you, but the effect depends on your blood type.
For some
With
reason.
blood O being like the shortest duration, and
'Cause
was it B being the longest?
Japan's really big on blood types for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so big on blood types that literally in everyone's character bio, they have the blood type listed.
I mean, that's not even a My Hero thing. That's literally ever. Japanese
So
people
weird.
love showing what characters' blood types are.
So weird.
Because to them, it's like their astrological signs. Like, it has effect on your personalities and, like, your day-to-day choices or all this other shit. Seems silly to us, but, like, people who believe in horoscopes is the same equivalent.
I love Stain as a villain just because he's so like he has very interesting ideals because he's kind of like a weird like what were his ideals again? Like I remember like they were like very morally gray in a weird way.
He believed that no modern hero aside from All Might is a true hero. Like, they're all in it for the money or for fame or fortune or whatever. Like, nobody really wants to be a hero except for All Might.
Yeah, he wants to like get rid of like these fake heroes.
Mm-hmm. I think he even deems Deku worthy at some point too.
Yeah, I think he does it with Todoroki, maybe Todoroki as well, but definitely Deku. That's why he saves Deku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from the Nomu.
Yeah.
God, yeah, Stain is weird because then his passion gets misrepresented after his death.
Yeah, that's what I love. It's like he's still like somewhat has a presence because like the League of Villains, who are like essentially the big thing that we have to worry about in the series, they're just like a mismatch of people with different ideals, and then like Spinner and fucking Blood Girl, they just have like their ideals are just Stain's ideals.
Yeah, then the League of Villains is just abusing that because, like, Stain got kind of affiliated with the League of Villains against his will, and then they're just like, yeah, we got it. Oh, yeah. Stain is also another weird one where his quirk almost has to be villainish. Like, you can't, like, most blood-based quirks that involve ingesting blood, kind of like him and, what's her face? Toga. They kind of have to be villainous, in a way. If not, kind of some weird-ass hero that's, like, cutting people and drinking their blood.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to be a hero when your thing is literally drinking your innocent blood.
Yeah. Also, real quick way to get STDs. I hope they're, like, less common in this world.
Oof.
Could you imagine that? It's just like, oh, it's like, he'd, like, eat somebody's blood, and the hero's, like, laughing, like, what? It's like, I have HIV. He's like, no!
My quirk is super AIDS.
Just goes through all the stages of AIDS instantly. Oh, boy. Anyways. Yeah, so the fight with Stain was kind of cool, because it was one of the first times where it showed, it was Tenya, Midoriya, and Todoroki fighting together.
It's also when we first get full cowling.
Oh, is that the first time we get full cowling?
Yeah, because he learns it from the microwave when he's working under fucking
Gran Torino.
Gran Torino. I love his name, by the way, because that fucking Gran Torino, the movie, is amazing.
Yeah. I like some of the naming schemes for heroes, like, because like there's a gang called the Reservoir Boys, or no, sorry, Reservoir Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
He just likes Quentin Tarantino. I don't blame him.
I mean, for God's sakes, JoJo can have all these musical references. Why can't My Hero just have movie references?
I mean, My Hero is just kind of a love letter to fucking DC and Marvel Comics in a way.
Oh, it's done so much better.
Yeah.
It's done so much better in a lot of ways.
Well, you guys aren't huge comic book nerds like I am.
Fool, you're one to talk.
What do you mean?
I enjoy comics as well.
I fucking love comic books, yeah.
I love
Unfortunately, I love
Spider-Man.
comic books, but I also recognize that because of how long they've been going on, but still staying with the same characters, how much stupid shit there is in the world.
Yeah, that's kind of why they revitalize it all the time, and that's why I like manga a lot, in a way, and anime, because there are a lot of contained stories, and they never really go outside their bounds most of the time.
That's why I'm hard pressed to stay with comics just like nowadays, because just like there's no satisfying end every time you get close to something. They just reboot it, which is fine, and I guess it keeps it fresh, but it's like literally you can almost go from reading a comic one year to reading the same title the next year, and it'd be completely different.
What if they just rebooted My Hero in that way? Like some hero has the quirk that just resets the universe.
And then they're cowboys now. They have a horse race.
I'd fucking watch My Hero, the Cowboy Edition. That'd be sick.
My Hero Steel Ball Run.
I can't wait for the My Hero JoJo crossover.
I'm surprised they haven't had any references in My Hero JoJo at some point.
My stand is unbeatable. You can't. Did he just punch him into dust? I think he did. Oh my.
But after the Stain thing, then they have the camp arc, which is really good because then we get to see the Wild Wild Pussycats and because they're a rescue-based. Huh?
I love Ragdoll.
Yeah, they're a rescue-based team, and like, I love some of the theories going around about the one guy, the Tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tiger.
How he's a transgender person.
I believe that's been confirmed by the author.
Has it been confirmed by the author?
I believe the author has confirmed that character has gotten a sex change.
So, which way though is the question?
That's
because it's a very big, muscle-looking guy, but wearing a very feminine costume. It's okay either way. I'm just curious as if it was a girl who got fucking roided up and ripped to shit, or if it's a guy transitioning into a girl.
It's saying male.
That doesn't help me in any way, shape, or form.
Hold on.
Does it have a penis currently or nah? And if so, why is it wearing that costume?
Saying is a transgender man assigned female at birth. He transitioned in Thailand a long time ago, bringing his external appearance and social presence in line with his masculine internal identity. So it's female to male.
Oh, okay. That's cool, though. I'm just wondering why he still wears that costume then, because I figured he did something better.
Though I don't understand why the author specifically said Taiwan. Like, I get that, like, the whole, like...
I think that's pretty common for Thailand.
Yeah.
I know it's common for Thailand, but, like, why the weird, like, clarification? Like, couldn't he have just got the sex change in Japan? I guess Japan maybe frowns on that more than America does.
I mean, even if so, our current ideals are being, we push it ahead 100 years or so. The technology might have not evolved, but the ideals sure do. So you feel like they would have been more accepting by that point.
Yeah, I feel like the My Hero world should have been is a lot more progressive, especially in mutants and stuff.
Yeah, they fucking have to be mutant people.
Yeah, we didn't end up with an X-Men situation, or maybe we did, but we're well past that now.
Oh, God, I don't even think that will happen. But where the manga is, I'm just gonna say that there are mutant racists.
There are mutant racists.
Yes.
Lovely.
It's a whole city of mutant races.
Oh, lovely. I can't wait to go back to the world of X-Men and get super depressed.
Let's just get rid of the city. Just
we should just get rid of it all.
Just bomb it. Just
fuck, go back.
We don't need this. So I wonder like how hard that limit is. Like if they would look at fucking Mineta and be like, "Oh, you fucking freak," just because he has like the weird hair thing, but he puts on a hat. It's like, "Oh, he's okay."
You're a freak. I mean, Mineta's already a freak. Like, even in the world of mutants, Mineta's a fucking freak.
Like, he looks so weird. Why is he wearing that giant diaper?
Why is he small? Why is he so goddamn small?
His art style is like a completely different style compared to like everyone else. God, I always think of the fucking live action picture of him that just disturbs me.
I know we put that up in an earlier episode, but just do it again.
Put it up
Yeah,
again,
yeah. Mineta is 3 feet 6 inches.
Why is he
Sorry,
so
6
short?
inches and a half.
Have we seen his
Like a
parents?
man butt.
I hope his parents are like completely normal people.
I still hate that he has an A in intelligence.
Yeah, he's like one of the highest grades in that entire class.
He has E and E. He has E for power and speed, a B for for technique, A for intelligence, and B for cooperativeness. Oh, I hate him. I hate him so much. I hate him.
Oh god, I feel like that was like every like the fucking darkness not darkness fucking midnight fight where everybody was like, why is like, no, don't try and make me like him.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
I would take anyone from class 1B and I would kill off Mineta and put one of them in.
You don't even want to switch him and just kill off.
No, no, just straight off. Just have it be a tragic accident where Bakugo, like, I don't know, explodes a propane tank next to him. I don't know.
Okay, if I want to do predictions real quick.
I don't know.
If a person from 1A is to die in the upcoming manga at some point, who do you think it's going to be? Because I already have my prediction.
Fucking tentacle guy.
You think Tentacle Guy, Shinzo, or Shoji?
Yeah, I could see him. I could see him probably dying like heroically, like sacrificing himself in a way.
I have to say Naval Laser personally, because he's already
would
shown
say-
that he's willing to sacrifice it, or in a way he's willing to sacrifice himself, so I wonder if he'll do it on a bigger scale.
I feel like it would be Naval Laser Shiro. Or sorry,
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Sounds
I
stupid.
definitely think it
That'd
would
be a twist.
like if we're not going like if we're like kind of like going like middle ground lower, I'd say Shoji. If we're going like high up, I'd say fucking Rock Guy would probably.
I feel like Tenya might.
Please don't say things like that. I love Kirishima.
I fucking love Kirishima. He's so good. Like the fans. Oh God, I'm so excited for the fans to see season 4 because they're gonna love Kirishima. Because Kirishima gets so much good scenes in that.
I'm excited.
So I can't wait till Fat Gum. I love Fat Gum.
He's so thick.
He's so fat, but then he's so buff.
Yeah, when Fat Gum gets with the fat, he's actually handsome.
Yeah, like what the?
Oh no, he's hot.
I can just imagine memes like every fat guy is like, oh, finally, a hero I can relate to. Right after the transformation, fuck.
So
It was in you all along.
another thing that Horikoshi is really good about is showing different. I mean, we've already kind of said this, but he's really good at showing different styles of heroes. Where it's like we have the water rescue people, we have like the mountain rescue, like the Wild Pussycats specialize in mountain rescuing,
Yeah.
which is really cool because it's a very specific genre that like they've had to train for and like all this other shit. So Ragdoll has the ability to locate.
Up to 100 people. Like she can track and locate up to 100 people.
And
Yeah.
then the tiger has the ability to contort and twist his body into borderline any kind of shape he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other girl's name? The other
The
two
blue
girls?
one or the pink one?
Both.
Pixie Bob is the blue one.
Pixie Bob.
and then,
Can she control dirt? Is that her whole thing? Or
Yeah,
like
she
earth?
can basically make rock monsters or control dirt.
Terrifying.
what we see is her make rock monsters, but I think it can be a little bit more refined than that.
Yeah, she can also make like land, like she made the landslide and all that shit too when they first got down there.
And then Madelay is the other one with the not telekinesis, telepathy.
Yeah. Something kind of disturbing though is fucking One for All now has Ragdoll's quirk.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a weird throwaway thing, but he has it now, and it's...
Yeah.
We don't really know exactly the extent of her quirk, like whether she has to touch the person in order to like have like a tracker on them and know like everything about them, or if she just had to like be near them.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna come. I feel like that's gonna come back up. Like All for One's gonna do something where that's gonna be important, or there's gonna be a no move that's gonna be really powerful that has that.
Yeah.
There was something about her quirk I kind of forgot about.
What is?
Her quirk allows her to observe and monitor up to 100 people at a time, including their location and weak points.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrifying, and she doesn't have it anymore.
Yep. Also, her blood type is O.
Oh.
Also, just talking about like different heroes. I just want to mention like one thing I really like about like different hero ideals. Like I love that like Ochaku's whole thing is that she's just in it for the money, but they don't look down on her for that.
No.
Like they say like they think that's a personally like a valid reason.
Yeah.
To just help her family with money issues.
Yeah, it's not like she's greedy about it. She's like, no, I need money to help my family, you know?
Yeah.
Mount Lady is a perfect example of a greedy hero. She's fucking... Well, then again, Mount Lady also has, like, a lot of her own, personal things she has to pay for, like, all the fucking destruction in the city she has to... Because she runs her own hero business.
Mm-hmm.
I love some of the spin-off shit that they have with her, like, minor stories. Like, she had to go to, like, a farm for her training. She's just, like, lifting cows and shit.
Yeah, not so weird.
And then, God, she did, like, weird shit where she stepped on people for money for a while.
Oh, no. Is that where that meme came from?
That's a real thing. It's
Oh.
technically canon, I believe. Which is very disturbing and has a lot of weird implications on the porn in that world.
We've had this talk outside of the podcast, but oh my god.
I think we had it on the podcast.
Did we have it on the... What were we thinking?
Hey, we're on Pornhub now, it's fine.
This was well before we even thought of posting on
Pornhub episode, we just talk about how different powers in animes can be used for porn industries.
Fucking Shadow Clone gangbang.
God. I mean, we have to at this point now.
Oh. Yeah, we'll get a Pornhub exclusive up there at some point.
Does that mean that Tokiyama is like a 2-for-1? No.
The fucking artists nowadays have gotten creative enough with some of the shit that they do with people.
I mean, Yaoyorozu would just be a national treasure for that fucking business. Like,
not a huge fan of some of the art I see of Sue. I'm just like,
Anyway, so after the camp, what's after the camp?
isn't that the rescue thing?
That's hero license.
Well, yeah. I think also that after the camp is that when we wait. Is this at the end of season 2 or season 3 that we get Deku versus Bakugo?
That is right after the camp. It's literally in between the camp and the hero license.
Yeah, because they rescue Bakugo and then Bakugo's like pissed off. He big man.
God, that fight. Oh, that fight's so good.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, if it's after rescue Bakugo, then that's after the whole All for One business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to go
Yes.
back. I knew we would.
So, during the camp, some of the villains invade, and they end up kidnapping Bakugo. And almost somebody else, but they say the other person, just not Bakugo. And so the villains, take Bakugo up to their like hideout, and they're like, "Hey kid, you want to join us?" And I'm so fucking happy that he was just like, "No, fuck you," because if it was another goddamn like Sasuke
yeah.
situation,
I remember when I was
pissed.
reading it and everybody's like, it'll be a Sasuke thing. I was like, no, it's not, it's not, it's not. And then when it happened, I was like, fuck, I told you it was not gonna be Sasuke. Because Bakugo's better than that.
Yeah, I'm so glad that didn't happen because it would ruin that character for me. I would have like not cared about him anymore, but I actually care about Bakugo because I feel like he has a good heart now.
That's why I like Bakugo as a character, is that he's a fucking asshole, but he has like, there's like something, like a tiny bit of glimmer inside of him that he's actually a good hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we see it, we slowly see it more.
Yeah.
Wait till season 4. Season 4 has 1A versus 1B. We finally get to see how good Bakugo can be.
Hell yeah. So some of the Class 1A... So the heroes kind of orchestrate a plan to go save Bakugo by invading like multiple places at once. And I think Endeavor leads one and All Might leads another. Who leads the second group?
Endeavor leads the second group.
Is it Endeavor? I thought Endeavor was in the...
Endeavor's more
Endeavor
just like cleanup.
No, Endeavor was in the fight with All Might.
Endeavor and All Might were together. The other group was it was Best Jeansist and Mount Lady. Like they invaded the Nomu warehouse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I remember Mount Lady just fucking headbutts it.
Yeah. It was like them and then Tiger and...
Yeah, some of the other people. Yeah, because Tiger wanted to find Ragdoll.
Yeah, because Ragdoll got taken along with Bakugo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, that just reminded me of that part in the camp, because all we saw was just like blood, and then talking about that chainsaw gnome, and I was like, I know nothing about the manga. I hadn't read like any of the manga at that point, so I'm just like, what the fuck, did they just kill off this character that I already like? It's like, what the hell?
I love the camp arc so much though, because like I love I love that like this is one reason why I also like really like One Piece, is that I love arcs like the USJ arc and the camp arc, where it's a big area and all of the characters are doing their own thing and we jump in between them. Because One Piece does that like every arc, and I love when My Hero does that. That's why those are my two favorite arcs of My Hero.
Yeah, when fucking Deku's fighting, is it Muscles? Is that his name?
Yeah, it's like Muscular or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, Deku's fighting like Muscular, like fucking Tokiyami's fucking giant shadow bird screaming in the forest.
I like how you
Shoji's
just
doing what
direct
Shoji's
it.
doing.
It's like, yeah, just point him that way, it'll be fine. And then Deku gets royally fucked up in that fight.
Ugh.
Yeah, just Deku's like running. Deku's like Naruto running with splints on his arms.
Oh god. Then so they end up saving Bakugo, and I love that scene a lot. And I know we've talked about this before, but I love that scene when they're flying through the air, getting ready to save Bakugo, and Deku's like, I know he won't grab my hand, but he'll grab yours, Kirishima. So you have to call out for him. And I'm just like,
that's what I love about it, is that the author didn't try and force this whole Deku Bakugo like friendship. There was like, no, it's obviously that Bakugo likes Kirishima more. Yeah. Kirishima makes the most sense in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. You reminded me of the camp thing now. I remember about Moonfish.
What?
That horrifying villain. It's the one where he's basically wrapped up in basically like bondage leather, except for his mouth, which is like forced open, and his teeth.
Name Moonfish?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a escaped fucking convict cannibal.
Knife teeth.
So fucking he's eating one of Shoji's arms, like that he grew or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's weird. I forgot about him.
And then there's the gas mask kid who just has a gun.
Oh, Mustard. Oh my god, his name is just Mustard.
Yeah. And then they just beat him by just blowing the stuff away with big hands. Oh.
And then Tetsu just punching him.
Yeah, I like how he was just like a kid too. He's just like,
just a high school student.
Yeah,
I love that he still also needed to wear a gas mask.
Yeah, I like that certain people aren't immune to their own quirks like that. Because that adds an element of having to be careful when you use them. And then, so then we have the licensing arc, which shows off a lot more schools and a lot of other heroes, which is really interesting.
It was also pretty good because we got some good. That wasn't that arc.
We get some what? Sorry.
We got some good filler stuff that wasn't in the manga.
Yeah. Oh wait! Before we do that, we need to go back to the Deku Bakugo fight.
Oh yeah. Oops. I'll let one of you guys take this away.
Just really good character development between Bakugo and Deku.
Yeah, because they still have Aizawa still has All Might come in and deal with that because it's like, well,
because it's when they
too. So
well, no, because Aizawa was about to leave, but then All Might's like, "Nah, I got this."
And then, but that all starts because Bakugo finally figures out the secret behind Deku's quirk.
yeah, with that, and because after the whole after All for One and All Might's fight, and just the whole, it's like,
You're next.
Yeah, you're next, and Bakugo is just like, there wasn't just like a general call out to everyone. It was very deliberate, and then like noticing Deku's reaction to it, it's just like, it's like,
Yeah, and that also shows off a lot of how smart Bakugo actually is. He's not just like a big dumb glass cannon. He's actually really intelligent too.
yeah.
Yeah, that fight is just fucking really cool because it's at night. It's in like the city location. They're like screaming at each other. There's just so much emotion in their fucking hits, but they're not like lethal. Well, kind of. I think Bakugo's might have been almost lethal, but. Yeah, so then we have licensing arc, which shows off a bunch of the other shit, which is like, there's the UA of the South, I think is what they called it.
No, it's the west or east.
Another direction that they're not.
Let me find one of the characters from there.
And then they have one of my favorite heroes, which is the joke lady. I forget what her name
Miss
is.
Joke.
Yeah, I love Miss Joke.
Yeah, so those are from Katsubutsu Academy, and then the other one is oh god, Zach, I need you to do that. I can't pronounce.
I mean, I can't like obviously I can't do it without seeing it.
Oh, sorry, I thought you also had just been on these pages.
No, it's just the other schools. It's not too important what their names are. And then they show them. It's like it's like a fucking battle royale essentially, but the schools kind of team up with each other.
The other top school is the UA of the East. That's what they call it.
Yeah. Yeah, we see a lot of, again, throwaway characters and fucking some of the, like, I love the rescue sequence when Gang Orca comes in.
So fucking cool. Gang Orca being like the villain of the test was so fucking cool.
Gang Orca's fucking hype as hell. 'Cause he's like a mob boss. Just all those fucking cronies.
Yeah, I love how he's like they say that he's like one of the top rankings on the heroes that look like villains.
Yeah, he's the number 10 hero and the number 2 in heroes that look like villains.
Wasn't number 1 Endeavor or some shit?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if they ever confirmed that, but I think my head canon was that it was Endeavor.
Oh. Yeah, so that whole fight was really cool. And also showed off that the wind guy was like, he finally overcame. Like, again, even minor throwaway characters have all this insane character development, arc, and all this other shit. Yeah.
We'll get to see more of the guy. The character development, he's pretty good.
Oh, does he come up later?
Yeah, because Bakugo and Todoroki still have to get their licenses.
Oh yeah, and so does he. Yeah, that's right. I forgot that like all 3 of them kind of failed that.
Yeah. And then also the girl that Toga fucking...
Oh, Cammy, yeah.
Yeah, jumped.
I like it. It's weird that Cammy she didn't kill Cammy.
No, she was very much alive.
Which is weird. I figured she was just straight up dead, but
we get to see Cammy again.
yeah, weird.
But like I said, I do really like the thing art just because I like it has some good like anime only stuff. Like I love the whole fight versus like the girl who drinks the tea.
Oh yeah, the fucking thing. Yeah, she drinks tea and like it increases her brain power by like a set amount, depending on what type of tea she has.
I think Todoroki versus the ninjas was also anime exclusive.
Yeah, that was kind of weird because they were just straight up ninjas.
Oh yeah.
Although I do love his quirk where he makes the fucking like tungsten nails and nuts and bolts get fucking huge.
Oh wait, that arc had like a body horror guy, didn't he? Wasn't there the dude who melted people?
Oh yeah.
Oh god, the meatball guy. Oh, I forgot about
why
him.
did you remind me of Meatball, dude?
He fucking makes Kaminari like the fucking meatball. Like, ugh.
Oh, it's got like
Body
eyes
horror.
and shit. Yeah, that was I mean, like his like hands melted off too, and like he had them floating around him.
Oh, well, interesting side note because of
weird.
Endeavor. We mentioned Endeavor for a tiny bit.
Mm.
Both his Japanese and English voice actors both did Ira Gamagori from Kill la Kill.
Huh. I hear it. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Makes
hear
sense.
it. Also, apparently he has a rare mutation because he has, was it AB blood, but Todoroki has O. Apparently, you only need a very, very rare mutation to have a child with O blood.
Interesting.
Yeah, the detail on these things is ludicrous. at times.
Unnecessary, but cool.
Yeah.
A really weird. Another thing I want to just point out real quick because somebody pointed this out to me the other day, and it really kind of was like a moment. Toga, when she transforms, she can make clothes on that person. She intentionally was naked when she was Cammy. Like that was
Yeah.
that was not just a thing that happened. No, she did that on purpose for some reason. I mean, the obvious reason, but she did it on purpose.
Oh, also, Gangorker was ranked number 3 in that villains that look like heroes thing.
Huh.
Unfortunately, they don't have any more on that list, so...
So, I guess we should get into a couple of the fan theories because there's some things that I want to talk about. Have they confirmed that the guy who has the quirk Inciner, what the hell is he called? The blue fire guy, one of the villains.
Dobby.
Yeah.
Dobby.
Is it been confirmed that he is Endeavor's kid?
No. They haven't really gone further in depth with Dobby.
Yeah, because it seems like it could be.
I believe it because not only is it's Dobby, he has a firepower, like obviously like that's kind of like that's seeing too much into it, but then when you like go into deeper with like how the whole Todoroki family, they're like they talk about they talk about the other brother. Like they mention that there's another brother that Endeavor fucked up, and they're all pissed about that. Like they still don't forgive him about that.
Wow.
Like, was it Todoroki's older brother fucking hates his dad because of what he did to their other brother that we don't know about.
Yeah, and I don't think Todoroki has met Dobby yet.
Todoroki.
They met him at the camp for
Yeah,
a bit, but that's kind of what sparked everything. I was like,
I think the whole thing is that Todoroki did meet Dobby, but Todoroki probably doesn't know the brother.
I mean, yeah. Plus, his face is kind of fucked up looking, so it wouldn't be out of the question that like his appearance has changed.
Yeah, I don't think Todoroki if Dobby is this mysterious other brother, I don't think they knew each other very well when they were kids.
Plus, I could see him dyeing his hair to intentionally like disrespect his dad in a way, because I mean, all of his kids have white and red hair in some way, shape, or form.
that's Todoroki's sister. Just because I like her hair in that. It's just like it's white, but then it has the weird splotches of red in it.
And then
That poor mom, Jesus.
The whole Dobby being Todoroki's brother theory is probably my favorite My Hero theory because it does make a lot of sense when you think about the Todoroki family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we still don't know who this missing brother is. But,
Yeah, and if not, then they better be prevalent at some point.
Yeah, but then there's like 1,000,001 traitor theories.
Oh yeah, like it's the invisible girl because she could just be in the location that something's happening without anybody knowing it.
Now the invisible girl one's my favorite because it makes the most sense
It
though.
does.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but I fucking love it.
Oh, we have a name.
And it would also
for the,
explain how she got into the UA because she wouldn't be able to destroy robots.
Yeah.
Like she's my number one. She's my number one. Shoji's my number two. Because there was one that was like, yeah, I feel like of all traitor theories, Shoji's like the second most prevalent one. Because one of them was like how he doesn't keep anything in his room. He's like a minimalist. It was like so he can just easily go on the move.
Hmm.
And then obviously his quirk could kind of help him like kind of recon a bit.
Yeah, I mean he would be able to listen in on things really well because he's been shown to do that before.
And just fucking like slither an eye through a vent or something.
God, I'm having flashbacks to like old '90s shows. Like Angel had a character where it was like he had put like some magic self on him, and basically he was a stalker, so he could remove parts of his body, and they would just like creep and crawl around. Oh, they particularly had an eyeball scene like that. I was like, no.
I never seen Parasite, but like Shoji fucking reminds me of that dude with the eye from Parasite.
Yeah.
Oh, also, so I found that there is actually a name for that unseen, unknown brother. It's like Toya, and they talk about his unruly red hair. So he only had red hair. They don't talk about having any white in
so
it.
that would make sense because Dabi only has fire too.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that would also explain why he dyed his hair if they're making a point to call it the unruly red hair.
Yeah, but also like my whole thing. Another thing with Dabi, it would make because Dabi like is fucking like burnt. Like he looks burnt as shit.
Endeavor could have burned him or something.
Yeah, that's my whole thing is that like Endeavor fucking like scarred him beyond belief.
Oh, that's so sad. So when talking about the quirk, they say that although his firepower is greater than that of his father, but he also inherited the mom's weak constitution and thus apparently was unable to utilize his power to its full potential, which is why Endeavor deemed him a failure.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, once again, I'm not too sure about the Constitution thing, but once again, that makes sense for Dabi because Dabi's fire is strong as fuck.
Yeah.
Like Dabi's fire is destructive.
Oh yeah, it almost kills Aizawa in like a hit, but he just ducked under it and shit. He has that whole Zula thing where his fire's hotter, so it's blue.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to talk about Twice though, because Twice is I love Twice.
I was just thinking about Twice. Man, I really want to talk about Twice, but there's like no real good way to bring.
Just the Deadpool-esque character who can make double, huh?
Has his backs? Did we get his thing in season 3, or is that gonna happen?
Yes.
Yeah, we got it.
They had the whole thing where he talked about it because it was him. Yeah.
Oh god.
Wait, no.
Yeah, no, they talked about it because I remember seeing it animated.
Yeah, his whole he created all the clones, and then they fought who was the real one.
There's like a massacre or whatever, and only one came out, and he
still
doesn't know
questioning if he's the real one.
Yeah. Like it's probably he's the real one, but it would be a fucking plot twist of the century if it turns out he isn't.
Yeah, and I love Twice so like I love Twice. It's just he's really funny because I love his like how he contradicts his own statements all the time. Like he'll be like, "That's a good idea. That's a shitty idea."
Oh yeah, his fucking dual personality thing that he has going.
Yeah, like no one ever really talks about it. He just does it all the time, and no one really cares.
Mm-hmm. And I love his like design too, because he's just like a grayish looking Deadpool with his weapons are so cool. It's like the whip blades, or they're like rulers that are also blades.
And then he's like one of my. I love his dynamic with Toga. Like, we'll see a little bit more of it, but like, there's like a weird friendship between Toga and Twice, where like they care about each other a lot for some reason.
Oh yeah, doesn't like Toga kind of take care of Twice every now and then?
Yeah, there's I just I don't think it's too much spoilers. So I just want to talk about it. Like in season, like we'll probably see in the next season. There's a moment where like Twice is like freaking out because he doesn't have his mask on. He's like I'm not complete without my mask. So if he doesn't have the mask on, he starts to freak the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And Toga's like, it's gonna be okay. Like
God,
Toga's like a little big sister to him, and it's so adorable.
Season 4 has a lot of cool relationships like that. Like I'm looking forward to Gentle and Labrava a lot.
That's why I want season 4 so bad. Like, Gentle's my favorite character. I'm talking about him in the villain.
Oh yeah, absolutely, we have to.
I'm not gonna spoil anything since it's just season 4 is right around the corner. But I fucking love Gentle.
Yeah. So look forward to Gentle and Labrava this season if you're watching this pretty early on. Oh god. How far are they compared to in the manga? How far are they from now? Like season 4.
There's at least I think a few arcs or a couple of arcs ahead.
It's not that much because season 4 is definitely going to have internships, overhaul, and I think they could fit School Festival and maybe 1A versus 1B.
Yeah.
But and then in terms of like where that is in the manga, right before where we currently are.
Okay.
Like we're like one arc, like one or two arcs after 1A versus 1B.
Okay, so we're not that far behind then.
No, I had that fear with last season. Man, are they gonna catch up? But then they've done all of this in the meantime. I'm like, oh, okay, wow, okay, yeah.
And
they're still keeping pretty good pace.
Most anime companies are pretty good about padding it out too with filler episodes that aren't
Well,
completely
yeah,
useless.
then you end up with the first Full Metal Alchemist, Soul Eater.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping season 4 can fit in 1A versus 1B, but like it really depends on how much they spend on Overhaul. Because Overhaul's decently long.
Yeah, from what I've seen, Overhaul seems kind of lengthy. That also gets into the big three, and like, you know, we've seen some of the big three, and we've seen Overhaul. We just don't know anything about his powers or what he's about. We've just seen him. Also, that was a really dark scene when they first introduced him, and he just killed off those three guys like right away.
Oh yeah, I killed Big Sis Magni. No, I'm so sad that the fucking Magni died. Magni was also another trans character, which is weird.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's weird.
I was like, weird, very progressive author for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Second transgender confirmed. Second transgender character identifying as a woman.
Huh.
Coincidentally, these two characters have both met and fought one another due to being on opposite sides.
We're on opposite sides in many things, including the Ballad of Good and Evil. What time are we at?
2 hours exactly for me.
Oh, I don't know how much we have to cut out because you got interrupted like twice.
Yeah.
And that I think only amounted to like 5 minutes maybe.
5 to 10ish minutes, so we should probably wrap it up here in a minute.
Oh, we haven't even talked about the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say the music.
Oh yeah, music in the movie.
Yeah, the movie, the music. This one's just gonna be a long one.
Yeah, that's fine though, because this is...
Because I mean, we also did like 3 seasons. We broke JoJo up into 5 different parts.
Yeah, we filled a fucking full episode for every part, so...
Yeah.
So let's talk about the music real quick. So first season's intro is fucking a banger. Actually, most of them are, but fucking I love the first season's intro.
What was the first one's The Day, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The day has come.
Did they do multiple intros for the same seasons, or was it all?
Only
first season,
second and third. Yes, but the first one had the same one throughout because it was only 12 episodes.
Oh yeah. I don't actually remember any. No, I remember the ending song because the ending song for the first season was the slower one, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
it was the Brian the Sun song, the Hero or something.
Yeah.
It was called. Which, might I say that like there's kind of like a kind of funny joke with that in so the band that does the first ending song is Brian the Sun, and in later in the show, was it the girl with the earphone jack?
Chihiro's
Yeah,
dad or something.
yeah. Jiro's dad makes he makes a reference to Brian the Sun.
I didn't know that.
I think he like says something like fucking what is it? All Might's as cool as Brian the Sun or something.
That's a good way to pay respects to the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the second season intros are, I don't actually remember these ones.
Peace sign.
Peace sign, yeah.
Peace sign and Sorine Utaiba.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which I like. I've never seen such like a weird contest of like such a. There was such a split on the fan base between like the second and the third opening.
Yeah, for like almost no reason. It was really weird.
Yeah.
It was weird because like it was weird because like you could see people like slowly convert as well. Like people were like, no, peace sign's better, and then like they slowly warmed up to Soi no Taiba and just like,
okay, yeah.
like, no, it is better. I was instantly with Soi no Taiba. Like I loved like I love like duets with male and female singers,
Oh, yeah.
and like that song did it so well.
It's almost never done in modern anime now that I think about it.
The peace sign had some great big visuals though, like every training and stuff.
I just say
All my fucking jumping in the air.
Yeah. I know we're talking about the music, but the visual for the ending song for part 2 or season 2,
What was that?
I love. That one's with the fantasy one where they're all like dressed up as like fantasy characters.
Oh,
And
yeah, that
Bakugo's
was
just
weird.
riding on a dragon.
It was weird, but cool. Then we have season 3's 2 intros, which were...
Odd Future and Make My Story. I love these two. I love both of these. I love these two more than I like Peace Sign and Sora Una Utabe or Utaba. As weird as Odd Future is, like, don't do yourself a favor. Do not listen to the full actual version of Odd Future.
But the
sax
solo.
Just listen to the. Either find one where they do like an extended version of what we hear in the anime, or just listen to the one for the anime on repeat because it's so much better than the actual version of the
This is
song.
almost as bad as the Kill la Kill rap sequence that they have. Just way to ruin that fucking beautiful song.
Also, might I add that the band's like called like Ube or whatever, and like it seems like saxophone is like their, because they also did the opening for The Promised Neverland, and that has a sax solo in it as well. But that made it into the actual opening.
They just have like a band, and then they have like one guy that plays saxophone. It's like, can I be in the band? It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's my little brother. My mom says we gotta let him in the band.
I love Make My Story though. Make My Story has easily become my favorite one for the My Hero opening songs.
Honestly, Make My Story. I don't remember Make My Story very well. I kind of remember like the big breakdown of it, but I don't really remember like how it matches up with visuals and stuff. Like
The visuals are pretty good.
like was it Odd Future had the fucking great like I make my ideals with All Might versus All for One.
Oh yeah, his
that is hype as
screaming
shit.
part. Oh, that was fucking sick.
Yeah.
Oh, and then also I gotta talk about the other ending for season 2 of Little Glee Monsters. I don't remember what the name of it was. It was like Dakar. I forget what the name of it was, but I love that outro song for that one because I like Little Glee Monsters, and there's a very interesting focus on just like all the female characters of 1A. Oh wait, what was the other ending song that was also really?
Also for the fan for the people out there, if you chance to download the album for that ending, do it, because it has a really good little Glee Monster cover of September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, have we not had you listen to that?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, it's great.
I love that.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh god.
Ah,
Okay,
and
so
with copyright struck.
alright, so the movie came out in theaters fucking
Heroes.
a year ago? It was a while ago.
A little less than a year ago, I think.
It was during the segment where the license exam,
Yeah, because
they had like the whole episode dedicated to setting the movie up.
Yeah, the filler episode, which is so great, the murder mystery. Fucking amazing.
Oh god. Yeah, that I love that episode just because I love how the heroes act in that and how All Might's just the fucking villain.
Yeah, I just love it. It's like I was like, and then it turns out he was faking his death the whole time. It was like I felt like that was cheating, but it was so funny.
Oh yeah, it's like Sue's like, oh no, he's still alive. Don't worry, he's just acting. It's like, yeah, technically he's still alive, but like in character, he's also still alive. It's like,
Like all the other heroes, like all the other teachers were there, and they're just wearing costumes and stuff.
I love President Mike's fucking hip hop persona that he had. It was so obnoxious. I loved it. So yeah, the movie involves them going to an island, which is like it's supposed to be
Island.
Yeah, Island, which is like it's supposed to be kind of like a Disneyland, but also with science.
I mean, they're going for iExpo, but the island itself is literally like a safe haven for like basically quark scientists.
Yeah, isn't
like,
there
the
like no
latest
limit to you using
equipment.
your quirk here?
Yeah, there's no limit, but it's also on a constantly floating, like highly secured, like raft, basically.
Yeah, they said they compared it to Tartarus with how good the security was.
Yeah, but there's just like a city and a just like it's everything you need. There's like basically at least during iExpo, there was basically just an amusement park, an actual city, and then all of the other facilities for actual like science stuff because people have their families here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we get to meet Melissa Shield and then her dad, who are old. Well, the dad's at least an old friend of All Might for when he was actually a hero in America.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was his partner, wasn't he? Like he made the car and all this other shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they were partners.
The internet loves Melissa. Oh my god.
I mean, I don't blame him.
I want her in the manga.
I know. So
Yeah, I do want her to come back. I feel like she was a cool character.
I don't know.
I love Deku's little glove thing, where even though you knew it's like, yeah, it was like you knew that thing was break by the end of the movie because he's like obviously he can't bring it back with him.
Yeah.
But like, it was still like really cool.
Also, I had to say I love the beginning to my hero, Two Heroes, because it gives us young All Might, and the music in that whole like beginning fight is
All Might in America. Or whatever.
good. Yeah, All Might in America. The music for that is so good. I love it. Also, we get to see All Might's eyes, so in in muscle form. So that's a welcome sight.
Oh yeah. Fuck, I was gonna say something. I love how convolutedly they bring the entirety of Class 1A to the fucking island.
Oh yeah, everybody's there for some reason or another.
God, it's like, oh yeah, we have jobs at this obscure restaurant on this island for some reason. It's like, oh yeah, my family just came here. It's like, yeah.
It's like my father's the number 2 hero, so I gotta pass. Everyone's like, oh yeah, no, Yaoyoro's just coming because like her family basically pays for a lot of this, so she had like extra tickets or extra passes.
It's so weird, but I mean,
or they
I guess
rock
it
paper
works.
scissors. No, I love for like all the girls because they basically like rock paper scissored to figure out which two were getting like the immediate tickets and who would have to buy their tickets to go later. Because I guess there was like an exclusive showing of iExpo, and then there was like the public day.
Mhm.
So like you just see like the Invisible Girls, Suya, and like oh god, who else was in the hotel room?
Wait, didn't fucking the Invisible Girl have like a little sign that she held up to do the rock paper
Yeah.
scissors?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. You think she would just put on like a glove or something?
Yeah. It's so sad that Tokiomi never got used in the movie.
Yeah.
Just the group of people who just kind of got shown like twice, but were never really there.
Just unnecessarily there. I do like how they incapacitated All Might for that movie, because it was again, we talked about this last episode, but like how he can't move, because if he moves, other people are going to get hurt. It doesn't matter about him. Like, he could fucking bust out of there, no problem, but it's everyone else he's worried about. Also, he's like fucking his muscle form is like failing him while he's in that. So he's like, oh fuck, I gotta get out of here soon.
Because this is like, as far as the show, this is like right before the All for One fight. So he's pretty. Like, they even talk about in the movie that his power is draining extremely fast.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Oh yeah, I found the
pretty much
picture
you
by
can
the
see,
way,
like,
so I could
the
show it
spike.
again. But
Yeah, you pretty much like see the
drop.
spike. Yeah, like you see the spike of when like the initial like injury happens to him, and then you see the spike of basically when he gave Deku All for One, or One for All,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just like drops basically after that.
Yeah, it's a it's a big drop.
Yeah, but then there's the villain of, was it Wolfram?
Mhm.
It's an odd name. Love it. I love in the dub. I love the villain's voice. The guy that they got to do the voice for him was great.
Oh yeah, fit the character perfectly.
Oh yeah, but basically it's just these villains are trying to take over. Well, this is getting very spoilery for it, so highly recommend it. But basically, David Shield, who is the guy who was All Might's friend in America, he made a device that would basically amplify Quarks. So what he did, but what was it, like the council or whatever, basically the board took it away from him.
Yeah, they put it in like a big
because they're
storage vault.
Because they're like, this is too dangerous. Because like this can cause a lot of problems. So they basically put it in a highly secured vault. But David Shield and then the other, like his assistant and whatever, hired what were supposed to be fake villains in order to keep everyone, distracted and make it seem like they're being forced to do this stuff while they get the device back so that he can then give it to All Might and keep him doing All Might hero business.
I really wonder what that device was made out of that constitutes him from making another one secretly. Like, it had to have been expensive to make, even though it's very, very small.
Yeah. It's basically just like a tiny little headgear, but then... So with like All Might and a bunch of other heroes incapacitated, it's basically up to this small group of 1A that we have to go up through this giant skyscraper and get to, and basically save everyone,
Mm-hmm.
which they do. But then like the main villain of Wolfram takes the headgear from David after like shooting him. And killing the other guy too. That
did shoot David.
Because the assistant basically like made sure to hire actual villains because he wanted to make money off of this thing. He didn't want the good out of it. He just wanted the profit from his work on it.
It was like a triple cross in some weird way.
Yeah, so he hired actual villains, and then Wolfram killed him, shot Melissa's dad, then kidnapped him because he's like, yeah, you're gonna make me more of these. And then proceeds. What?
I was gonna say, yeah, when he like puts the headgear on and fucking goes like Super Saiyan God form.
Not to mention, apparently he also was given at least 2 quirks from All for One.
Yeah.
And then had those both amplified because he was able to control metal And what was the other one?
He was really strong too, I believe.
Like two. He had like two.
I think it was like a strength-based thing, so I'm pretty sure he was just strong.
Something. Let me find him.
Yeah, but the movie had a scene that I absolutely believe should have been in the base anime / manga.
The double fucking...
Yeah, the double Detroit smash. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man, like I didn't think I needed the double Detroit smash until it fucking happened in the movie. I'm like, man, that should have been in the actual series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that we got it somewhere. Yeah. I mean, it's that fight with Deku and All Might that, to be honest, we're not gonna get.
Yeah, not anymore. Sadly.
The quirks for the villain were metal manipulation and muscle augmentation.
So he just had muscles.
Muscles.
So, that villain, God, he gets so huge.
Yeah, you know, and then he does like a bunch of weird shit with all the skyscraper metal, so he's just a big...
Yeah.
It becomes like a freaking like Final Fantasy boss.
He does.
Yeah.
Really good movie though. Came out in select theaters in America, so I'm pretty sure that we're pretty sure that the second one is probably going to be released in America too. I might actually go see that one in theaters this time.
Oh yeah, me and Zach saw it in theaters, and we were just like, "Oh, it's so good."
I had to wait
Hypest day.
long ass time for that fucking thing to come out in DVD so I could pirate it.
Shush.
I mean, what? I didn't.
The fancy animated industries were not allowed to watch things.
I, like a normal human being, bought mine on Blu-ray because I respect it that much.
Yeah, I don't have money. That's a lie.
I
have
either.
money, I just don't want to buy fucking DVDs. Anyway, getting into some illegal territory here. Gonna get a cease and desist letter from the fucking enemy stand user.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, hey.
Oh, no, another death threat.
Yeah, so the future of My Hero, we got a new season on about the time this podcast comes out, and we got a movie coming around soon. So I'm looking forward to that greatly. I'm assuming we're probably gonna have at least 3 more seasons of My Hero, give or take.
Yeah. Oh, also not to mention, there is also another My Hero manga called My Hero Vigilante.
Oh god,
Vigilantes! I fucking love Vigilantes!
How the fuck we forget about Vigilantes?
I feel like we couldn't. Yeah, we can't not talk about the popular one and not also talk about Vigilantes.
Yeah, I wish they'd get an
Vigilantes
OVA
is
of
so
Vigilantes.
Yeah, oh yes, I want an OVA of Vigilantes so bad. Vigilantes is so good.
It's funny. Freaking Fat Gum is in Vigilantes for some reason.
Is he really?
Yeah. Fucking Eraserhead. Vigilantes is.
Yeah.
I'll talk. I could talk a little bit about Vigilantes.
Yeah.
Vigilantes is a spin-off manga for My Hero, which actually ties into some of the plot points of that's going to be in season 4 very, very well. Because I'm just gonna say that there are these special bullets that are gonna be very important in part 4 that are brought up first in Vigilantes. But Vigilantes is a manga about just this average guy who is he like a college student or is he just a worker, like an office worker? I don't really remember. But he has a very useless quirk that he can. If he puts his hands and feet on the ground, he has no friction, so he can slide. And like Deku, he wants to be a hero, but he kind of just learned his role in life, so he just kind of does like random things. But he meets a dude who's essentially like Batman, where he's just this big bruiser guy who just beats the shit out of people and decided to be a vigilante. And then there's also Pop Step, who's just this
I love Pop Step.
Yeah, who she's this like kind of underground like gorilla idol who just does like random shows, and her quirk is that she can jump really high.
Mm-hmm. And she can kind of float too.
Yeah, So it's just this really cool thing about the characters that have like very very quirks with almost like no actual practical use, being vigilantes and like still trying to save people.
Yeah, because like theoretically they wouldn't be able to get their license, but it doesn't stop them from fucking trying anyways.
Yeah, and I just love the dynamics between the characters because like the big like bruiser guy, he's just kind of like the mentor of the group, and then Pop's Step actually has like a crush on the main guy.
Oh, I really hope they make an OVA out of that. It'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they should have made one already because it, like I
His
said,
name is Koichi.
oh,
Are you serious?
His last name is Koichi.
Hmm.
Or no, his first name. First name is Koichi.
it's like I feel like they should have made it already. It ties in so.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Is it still being written or is it done?
I think it's still being written. Not entirely sure.
Or we can just get a full-blown spin-off anime, which would be awesome.
Shit. Yeah, I wouldn't see like I don't think I could really see. So it's be enough for me. Want it? Give it to me.
It'd have to be way more. Start out with an OVA, then remake it for a full-blown. Just pull JoJo, do an OVA, and then a full-blown anime adaptation later on.
Mm.
I don't think enough people know about Vigilantes yet.
Which is a shame.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, go fucking read Vigilantes. It's amazing, and it's a really cool, like, more backstory in the world that's going on.
Mm. Just like a cool where like maybe where Deku would have been if he didn't get like all for one or whatever.
Oh yeah. All right. I think that's about everything. I can't think of anything else we can throw in here. You guys good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for the My Hero episode. You can find links to everything we talked about in the link dump, along with our Twitters and other social medias if you feel like following us. As always, we post twice a month and occasionally have a special episode. Next special episode should be, what do we say, at very end of October, beginning of November? Give or take?
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll be talking about My Hero along with a bunch of other stuff that's coming out about that time. So look forward to that. Next week, be sure to join us for we'll be talking about villains and their representation in anime and what they represent, and really fucking badass ones. And as always, have a good day.
Don't forget, Plus Ultra.
Smash you.